We hope this machine will make a significant contribution in fighting global warming. We believe that climate change may be the biggest threat that humanity has faced. The climate change machine gives individuals, local common people like me and you, the ability to participate in fighting climate change. We hope that society will focus on global warming and that our facilities will make a difference. The machine and facility adds solar energy to dry plant material, which changes it into liquids or gases. The operator of the machine can adjust it so that over 80% of the plant material is turned into a liquid that can be refined into different common fuels, or it can be adjusted to produce large amounts of hydrogen and carbon monoxide that can also be changed into fuels such as gasoline, diesel, fertilizer, or simple hydrogen. But what I want to point out is that although the machine looks big, it is fully automated when operating and only takes a manager and a few helpers for both maintenance and loading. At a minimum, it requires about 2 acres of land, which is approximately 100 by 100 yards. And because of its cost, individuals, regular people, will be able to own these machines in locations all over the world. My name is Gary Wood, and I will be the architect that manages the project. The Climate Change Machine, or CCM, has a huge potential to make a significant difference in global warming and to sequester large amounts of carbon. Basically, the Climate Change Machine uses concentrated solar energy to add energy to biomass, plant material, and converts it into a gas called syngas or synthetic gas that is made up of a high percentage of hydrogen and carbon monoxide. The other main product is activated carbon or biochar. The CCM operator will have the ability to set the machine to produce different types of syngas, along with different percentages of biochar, although the machine will always produce some biochar. The biochar is almost pure carbon. It can be burned similar to charcoal, but the difference is that biochar, under magnification, looks like a sponge and is covered in microscopic small holes. This gives it the ability to filter and hold different chemicals. This is the same material used in gas masks and drinking water filters. The biggest benefit of biochar is that when mixed with soil, it will store water and fertilizer that plants can retrieve, and it has been credited with turning worthless soil into prime topsoil. The other benefit of biochar, when mixed with soil, is that its carbon is sequestered for at least several thousand years, if not permanently. The main output of a climate change machine is syngas. There are several ways of turning the syngas to gasoline and diesel. The hydrogen that the CCM produces can also possibly be used to make fertilizer and hydrous ammonia, along with many types of fuels and chemicals, or simply be used as a fuel for high temperature manufacturing processes or in fuel cells. When we sequester the biochar, the other fuels that the CCM produces will be carbon negative. In other words, the more fuel you use from the climate change machine, the more carbon is removed from the atmosphere and the carbon cycle. But even better, when electric cars and clean energy has removed the need to use fossil fuels, the CCM can really go to town and instead of replacing fossil fuels, can start sequestering large amounts of carbon and lowering the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere in both an economic and practical way. This is important to understand. The scale of the machine is determined by the amount of light we can concentrate into the reactor. A prototype that we need to build will help us determine the type of syngas it will produce at different settings, but more important is that we will demonstrate that it can make a person a good living by owning and operating the machine, allowing financial institutions and banks to loan money and give mortgages, so that ordinary people will effectively be able to participate in the fight against climate change. And our hope is that people will build these machines wherever there is enough biomass and that all types of organizations will participate. Although we have doubt that large corporations will be a big player other than wanting to make their company net zero in carbon emissions, remember, the machine is autonomous. A computer controls both a heliostat and the reactor while the sun is shining. But it will require an operator or a facility manager to arrange for the machine to get biomass and for the sale and loading of its output. The operator will also need to help with upkeep and maintenance and the preparation of the biomass. The prototype will prove if it is potentially part of a solution to climate change, and we hope your donation to its construction will be a start for this technology and its adoption around the world.